Hey, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So, it's time for another anime recommendation. I do a lot of them, but this one's kind of special. This one's special because lately I've been looking towards a lot of anime that make me feel or I get some sort of emotional thing. So, basically, I'm looking for something that's at least going to try and tug at the heartstrings, or at least makes me just like, damn, it's going to make me think a lot harder on some of these things. So, I've found something that's a heartfelt surprise. And lately, a lot of the media that I've been interested in is, well, it's media that has that superpower. It's the ability to show us who we are, even if we don't know necessarily who we are. And this anime does it perfectly. It made me feel things. It made me deal with my own personal issues and traumas and helped me understand a little bit about myself. And the anime I'm talking about is Kotaro Lives Alone.
お忙しいところ申し訳ない。隣の203号室に越してきた佐藤と申す。以後お見知りおきを。
This was such a surprising anime to watch because I couldn't believe that this was just, maybe I just don't have a radar that finds videos of people watching stuff, and I try to absorb some sort of anime content outside of my own just to like see because I have people I enjoy. But this anime, I just saw nothing, and I think it's because I guess mainly it was like showcased through like Netflix and stuff like that. It's not half bad. This is a really good anime and you feel something.
隣さんも戦いに来たか。
どうした
お隣さん。目が、わらわの目が。
俺シャンプーハットの意味ねえし
You genuinely feel something watching this anime, and it's created by Mami Suemura, and totally butchered that, but that's going on the screen. This anime is basically about a young boy who lives in an apartment complex by himself, and the neighbors that basically he meets and he becomes friends with, and they learn about each other. They learn so many different things about each other, and every single person that we interact with in this story has their own story, their own perspective, and we deal with those things. And it's a very realistic portrayal of people within this anime.
おいビール取りにあ
犠牲マジック。お酒は恐ろしいものぞ。
誰その女なんで脱いでんの
小林殿、来週からもよろしくである。
Realistic. I mean, I could go outside and I can find these stories. I can look it up. I probably have read a book similar to it. And Kotaro, basically the young boy who basically is raising himself because of, kind of going to spoil it, kind of not. Basically, he is abandoned. His mother dies and he's getting an insurance stipend to live alone. And his neighbors basically piece together his story over the next coming episodes. But that's not the most important. Trust me, that's not the most important. I didn't really spoil anything because the story begins to unfold because we start seeing how the maturity of Kotaro, our main character, and how the side characters react to it, how certain decisions are made throughout each of our characters' lives. The main character that's next to Kotaro is Karino, and he's basically mangaka who's basically struggling, but he's figuring out, he's working through it. He's always tired, he's always nonchalant, he's always lackadaisical and lazy, but he's not a bad guy. He's just a guy like in his 20s trying to figure things out, so he's a little bit lazy doing his own thing. And then we have the host club girl, and she's wonderful, but she also has her own issues. And every single person in this story has their story. We have another guy who's basically somewhat of a yakuza, but he is also a really good guy who basically loves children. And there's just so many different stories of different characters that we meet throughout this anime that make you feel something. And maybe you don't necessarily connect with Kotaro's story or maybe even a couple other characters' story, but the way this is written and the way that this is animated, you will feel some connection to some character's story, or maybe you've seen this, maybe you've been a part of it. And that's really special.
父親だったよなよく頑張っているな偉いぞ
かたじけない。
What got me about this anime was its ability to showcase story through each of our characters as they interact with Kotaro. And every single piece of it deals with living and the choices that we make. Kotaro basically goes through the adoption cycle and all sorts of different things that comes with that, is the friends he made, the emotions he's had to deal with, and a lot of the signs that come with a child that is abandoned. And we very often have to understand or see how that affected him, see how his maturity, see how he's able to take care of himself, because he's basically like 4 or 5 doing everything a normal adult does, and he's very well to do, but he's also a child. And very few times throughout this anime we are almost reminded that he is a child, and we're almost happy that he gets to be just a normal kid.
狩野殿、水木殿、田丸殿、武井殿に小林殿、まだまだたくさん、みんなと一緒に暮らしたいという夢がわらわにできた。
This anime may make you cry. This anime may make you feel a lot of different things, because for me, I felt some of these things. This anime made me think about my own personal journey and how I've dealt with so many different things throughout my life. This anime made me feel something. I genuinely felt something in my spirit as this anime continued to showcase Kotaro's story, how he grew to open up, how we understand some of the simplest of choices, how he dresses, the things he's attached to, all sorts of different things throughout this anime. We get an explanation, and we see the kindness of his neighbors as they interact with him, as they become a part of his life, as they pick him up from school. Just these simple kindnesses.
相手にしてくれる人は少ないかもしれないけど、気にせず構わず押してけ。君はこれからもピンポン押し続けていい。元気でね。
Showcases like that's love, that's connection between human beings, and I felt that this anime was just very simple in its approach, and its humor is solid. Like, it will make you laugh. It will make you just enjoy the very nice aspects, and it's a nice, easy watch. It's just 10 episodes. It is a nice and wonderful watch, and you're genuinely gonna feel something when you connect with these stories, when you see Kotaro finally smile for the first time, when you see his happiness in different moments, when he gets to experience being a child, and you'll maybe even cry when you see how he has dealt with such hardships, and now that shows up in his personality and some of the misguided issues of him being a child. And the one thing I love about this anime is there are choices made throughout this entire anime by the adults and even slightly by Kotaro, but it's mainly by the adults you see it. You see the adults make the right decision, but it's the wrong decision at the same time. And that characterizes an adult. That characterizes how, well, I'll say this. There's one scene where Kotaro gets the chance. He gets really close to the chance to finding out if his mother, basically that his mother is dead. And he's with one of the neighbors, the main one, Karino the mangaka, and Karino makes sure not to let him find out.
やっぱり俺、お前に嫌われる覚悟でいようと思う。
狩野殿、
俺はお前に嘘をつく。会えるよ。
Now, in that moment, that may be the right decision, but later on, that could be a completely wrong decision. And he even lies to him when Kotaro asks him, "Hey, will I ever be able to see my mom again?" And he says yes. And he just tries his hardest not to take away that child's innocence. And I felt something. That was one of those moments where it's like, yeah, as an adult, you make a lot of hard decisions that may be wrong or maybe right, just depending on the time frame and depending on feelings. What do you do in moments like that? And there's a lot of moments throughout this anime where you're putting a rock in a hard place that happens throughout adulthood. And so there's a lot of moments throughout the anime you definitely got to appreciate it. This is one of those animes you should definitely watch. It is 10 episodes of some tearjerkers, some great comedy, and humor that makes you love being a human being and appreciate the emotions that we feel. So anyway, thank you for watching, and welcome to my corner of the internet. You know the vibes. Welcome to a new year. I hope you're ready and excited for what's going to happen. I'm going to try my best and do whatever I can, you know, just trying to live. But anyway, thank you for watching. Peace.